Say everyone, this is Lon here, back with some more murder at the Kogetsukan, and if you wonder where Detective 4i is, he's dead. Most likely like the murdered detective in this event. And we're gonna continue with this. I'm really curious to continue with this. And as a throwback on previous episodes, previous episode rather, what I can imagine lacking an alibi. I mean, saying that... Oh no, I'm waking up again. Yeah, I actually don't think it's Anne, because first of all, if she wanted to kill people, probably she could do that quite well without any risk, and it wouldn't been and make sense. She doesn't really have anything to win by murdering her own son, and Morris. She doesn't really have anything to gain by that. So my suspect is on. I have 3 suspects so far. One is obviously Harriet, you know, the twin sister. I can imagine that being a case, you know, of like, you won't let my sister be taken away. But then again, it doesn't matter anymore right now, because both Morris is dead and Chris is dead. And then the fact that Chris wrote on the floor. Now I still believe the idea that you could fake it. Even if you saw like the image, how the blood was still on to his finger. I mean, it's easy to like, you know, splatter around. You just take and, you know. Since they can't use any forensic to see like prints and shit like that. Though, in their defense, so to speak, then again, if it was just still poison, his heart would still pump, so the blood would still come. So I guess it's like that. But let's say that he did write, but as Moriarty said, Mom. That would lead, of course, to 2 people. Well, 3 if you count Anne, but I don't include her in this. But Eva and Dorothy. You know, both of them have reasons for this. Obviously Dorothy, because that means that Laurie will become, you know, the head of the Goldie family. And Eva, considering how she had been, you know, Adamska explained that she didn't like that, you know, he haven't been as tough and all of that, you know. So all of these things could pointing towards that she doesn't want to, you know, make this happen, you know, this merge. Because she wasn't very happy with it. Adamska said that. Or who it was, I don't remember actually. But that's what we got. Also, she said she went to bed like, what did she say? Like 10, 11, 12, something there. The clock stopped just before 12. So, technically, I mean, when you say like, I was asleep 10 o'clock, I mean, there is no proof of that, you know? And considering that everyone else were so loud, we had like Adamska, Hawthorne, Aaron, and who else? Anne, and all of that, were in the, like, you know, they were playing card and all of that. So, I mostly aim towards Eva, actually. Mainly because for Dorothy, it is much harder to move around. Because since she has a small child with Laurie. Then again, depends on who that voice was. Like, oh, it's so easy when they think I'm a child and all of that. Like, but yeah, that is some random thoughts about this so far. With my suspects on this, like... Okay, so, let's continue. Good, you're awake. I apologize for getting a bit rough with you earlier. Wait, what's going on? Wu found something strange powder on the table as he was cleaning up last night. I figured someone had attempted poisoning, but we needed to find a victim before we went searching about for the poisoner. So you assume... Oh my god damn it. My... That day when I could sit and record without things freezing for me. Sis and I split up to see if everyone was doing. She found you looking sick. Yeah, I mean, punching me doesn't really help, but obviously it makes a little bit more dramatic, cliffhanger and all. We needed you to throw up as quickly as possible, so I said, I'm afraid I had to get a bit rough. Oh, that makes sense. Sis have been watching over you ever since she carried you in here. I already cleaned up the mess you made when you threw up. It doesn't look like there are any after effects, so it might just be a sleeping pill. But even a sleeping pill can be dangerous, or it can be. If you've been taken back when you kick in, you'll be dead. Or, I mean, certain pills, sleeping pills and stuff like that, you can't combine with alcohol, actually. And not to mention that some really strong pills, overdose, yeah, it's still a thing. It will be morning soon, and our ride is coming around for noon. If we can hold it till then, we should all be able to go home safely. So we're gonna stay up and keep an eye on things. If you need help, just holler and I'll come running. Honestly, the saddest thing here is actually Chris. You know? I liked Chris. And Anne, I mean, imagine seeing your own son like that. I mean, you raised when he was thrown away from the Goldie family and all. It's just sad. Good morning, you look awful. Well, thank you. This is how I naturally look. Did you get enough sleep last night? But I woke up really early. Well, at least you look better now than you did when we said goodnight. By the way, don't you dare tell anyone else about last night. You want it to be our little secret? Look, just forget it ever happened, okay? What happened? I don't remember. Cause I fainted. No. Oh wait, that you don't. Okay. I guess that is what you don't want to remember. Now come, let's go. I think it'll be safer if we all stay together anyway. Oh, is anyone else gonna be dead now? Aaron, maybe? Because so far all dead. Ah, well, he's still alive. Well, everyone seems to be still alive so far, if I don't miss anyone. Morning, Lano. Oh, you too, Miss Juliet. You look tired, Wu. Why don't you get some rest? Thanks, but don't worry about me. I can stay up for 3 days straight if I feel like it. Yeah, but I don't think you should. 3 days it's quite heavy on the body. I'll admit I'm feeling sleepy now we're all here. It's a lot easier to keep an eye on everyone when you're all in one place. The doorbell! But we are here, aren't we? Yeah, fuck me if it's Holmes again, like... You know what? I got tired of being dead, so I just woke up again. Is that our ride? Definitely not. My people never ignore my orders.
No one coming in. Is this a prank?
Well, someone's outside. The only one I can think of might pull this kind of thing is that detective. Wait here. I'll be right back. I'm back and I got bad news. It's the cops! Get down! I hate to tell you this now, but Sheringham's body is missing. Nani, did you say? Oh no, so he is pulling a prank on us.
You're kidding. Since when?
I didn't notice sooner because it was wrapped up in sheets, but when I took another look, it turned out to be a bunch of logs. I don't know when the body was swapped out, but there's no shortage of wood outside they could have used. Oh, wait, so was that Sheringham we saw in the forest, you know, the shaded one there? You didn't do anything wrong, Wu. I wouldn't have thought to keep an eye on the dead bodies either. Yeah, I agree with that. What's the meaning of this, Anne? Are you saying Sheringham is the one behind all of this? I've heard stories of dead people come back to life, but... Wait, hang on. I just had a crazy thought. Miss Adamski, yesterday you suggested the killer could have swapped in body to make us think Maury was dead when he wasn't, right? That's right, but we dismiss it because we figured out the killer had no way to getting a substitute body. That's right, but then if the killer did have a body on hand, they could swap it in. So he could use Sheringham's body to throw in. If Morris took Sheringham's body from the basement, dyed his hair blonde, and then let the fish do the rest. Could anyone actually do something so terrible? Yes. Yes. Even if this means Morris is still alive, I can't be particularly happy about this, considering it means my son has started down a truly monstrous path. It's too soon to jump to conclusions. Sheringham himself could be the killer for all we know. Yeah, but who rang the door? Wherever it is, we need to find them and make them pay. Let's split up and search outside. We're trying to put our guests' lives in danger, Wu. Our ride will be here at noon. All we need to do is wait for them to arrive. Come on, sis. You know as well that we can let the killer stay here and get away with this? I admit I don't like the idea of letting these events stay a mystery either. I'd also like to know the truth, if possible. Alright, then let us these last few hours we have here to find the killer. That said, we can't bring the woman or children along with us. In that case, I stay behind in case the killer comes and tries to take hostages. I wanna go to bed. Yes, Mephi, that is exactly what you want. I can see like a baby demon.
I wanna go on a manhunt too! Yay!
I mean, I know it's Kane, not Mephi, but I just imagine that. Kane, no, you can't. Come on, Lano, back me up on this. Why don't we go together then? Why would I? What? Oh, you're too soft on him, but I guess that also was so great about you. I'm a big fluffy softie. Alright, then I'll keep them both safe myself. Then it's settled. Come on, we don't have any time to waste. Be careful, Lano. I wish Stena was like this. It would be much better, in my opinion. Alright, we'll look over here. Thank goodness there was a hunting rifle around. Though with my aim, I'm afraid it will be little more than a security blanket. I've been shooting blanks since 50 years back. If you do find Morris, would you mind sparing his life? I at least want to ask him why he did all of this. Alright, you guys be careful out there. Or maybe it's Chris behind everything. Because he wants revenge on the Goldie family. My brain! Okay, we're going to check out the area. The dog took the only hunting rifle we got, but we don't need a gun with me around. I have these guns. Hi, punch Kagabunchins. Do you know Kung Fu? Jet Kundo? Wing Chun? I wanna see! Jet Kundo, isn't that what Bruce Lee created? I'm afraid the only moves I know are lethal attacks. Trust me, they're not very entertaining to watch. Yeah, I mean... Gotcha! Oh, fuck. Oh man, it's those wolves again. Sorry, Lana, but I'm gonna need a little time to drive them off. Can you take the kid and hide somewhere? I don't want you two to get hurt by mistakes. I'll hide! There we go, it should be safe over here. Let's make sure we stay out of sight. Ooh, I agree. Whatever happens now, everyone will just write it off as an unfortunate accident. What? Kane, you sound different. I've been putting on an act that this is the real me. Not even father knows this about me. So any last words before I kill you? Nani? Dang it, on a remote island, all alone. Honestly, I almost feel sorry for you. Well then, now it seems an opportunity to time to make my entrance. I certainly cannot allow this to continue. Sherlock! Well, Sheringham! Oh my, what? So it was Kane? No, it feels like it would be... No. I don't think it's Kane that killed the others, actually. I think he is, you know, accomplice with someone else. Because the way, you know, like literally taking out and trying to, you know, murder you out there, you know. It feels a bit too rushed, a bit chaotic to actually be what Kane made, actually, you know. I'm gonna say, well, like the previous murder and all of that, I say. So I think there's someone else behind, you know, so to say. I think that is the case. Oh man, he's so cool. I hope I can get him one day. Alright. That's because I can. But yeah, so maybe Kane and Eva. You know, it would make sense that Mother is part of this. Maybe she knew, because he said, not even Father knows this about me, you know? Hinting that his mother might know. And she's using this to, you know, kill the others, you know? Manipulating Kane. And he seems to be, like, probably smarter than, obviously, give light off. And then it makes me wonder how, maybe he's not actually is a kid? Because he said, like, he looks like a kid. Maybe he's older, but he just looks very small. Maybe? Oh man, this is... so many ideas that flock into my brain skull. Oh god, it could be so many things. But that would make sense more, right? Because if it is Kane that was the murderer, I mean, it would feel a little bit too on the mark. Because, you know, Mephistopheles is, you know, demon and stuff like that. So I think he's just a pawn in all of this. I think. Detective is bound to deal any clues upon which he may light. Cool. Good grief. You've been quite a rascal. Good day, Miss Lano. I trust you are uninjured. Miss Holmes? Nay, don't tell me Holmes actually went from Chaldea to there. Did he really do that? Are you serious? Did he actually really do that? Hope for better action. Oh my god! Oh, are you serious? He found out where we... Oh god. Dude, you're a fucking monster in a way. Now, much as I would like to answer the question so obviously nagging at you, it is hard to determine where to even begin. Perhaps I should start with how I came to be here. Ever since the mystery began, I've been wondering how much of time differential there was between your dream and reality. I further thought that, depending on what the differential turned out to be, I might be able to intervene directly. Your walk on the beach with Juliet during a full moon provides a significant hint. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it makes sense, you know, time zones and shit. Indeed, it was elementary to connect your dots, even someone as ignorant of astronomy as myself. At Chaldea, you collapsed while looking at the moon on May 14, 2019. You woke up for the 5th time on May 15 Chaldea time, and the still moon was just not yet full. This led me to realize that your dream was actually taking place a few days in the future. Oh, once I knew that, I decided to intervene directly, and now, here we are. Is all happening in the future? What? I'm afraid we don't yet know how it works, but yes, that is an inescapable conclusion. Regardless, what is important is not how it's happening, but when. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look up a lunar calendar for yourself. You see that the full moon is May falls on the 18th here. Does it? I actually curious. Lunar calendar 2019. Let's see. Full moon. We have one at 7th May actually. Oh wait, that is in Sweden. And wait, the full moon may fall on the 18th here. Where is it? Japan? I'm gonna check Japan. Well, man. Well, let's say Tokyo. What does it say there? Full moon. Doesn't even have. Oh, 7th May. Something like that. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, it massively depends on where is here. Count backward from that, and we can determine that Kane accidentally hit you with his ball in the afternoon on May 16. Kogetsukan time, marking the point where your dream began. Since it was May 15 at Caldeo when I arrived at this conclusion, I had a day to plan. Where did it go? So he was Sheringham. I was thinking how I should go about intervening when I had a flash of insight. Oh man! So we actually met the future Sherlock Holmes while we were also talking with the past Sherlock Holmes. Dude. Don't mess with me like that with the paradox stuff. My brain can't contain that. Well, it's possible that the Sheringham you saw was a completely different person, and your brain merely happened to assign him my appearance, given that we are both detectives. Oh, wait. It was also possible it could have been me merely claiming to be Sheringham. Nay, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Why do you need to make this so more complicated? If so, I could certainly bring the latter circumstances about, thereby directly intervening as one of the key figures. You have no idea. My brain. I'm sorry you feel that way, so long as there is a path to solving this case, then by definition, whatever steps I take along it are the right ones. Granted, I will concede that making my way here was fairly complicated. I first contacted Gold family as Sheringham using my knowledge of the threatening letter to capture Aaron's attention. Though of course he was rightfully suspicious of me, so he said it would not harm me if I managed to track down where they were staying on my own. From there, it was simply a matter of filling in blanks, rather like a crossword puzzle. Given the travel time from the United States and the fact that it's warm enough to go swimming even in the middle of May, I was almost immediately able to determine that you were somewhere in the Caribbean. Yeah, where's Jack Sparrow? Finding the Kogetsukan seemed trickier, but then remember that Kogetsu is an old Japanese word for crescent moon. Using a map, I was able to pinpoint an island that was shaped like a crescent moon. The rest, you know. It was all quite easy, really. The only difficult part was convincing Da Vinci to let me come here, since doing so required me to race shift. In the end, I needed to make a temporary contract with a staff member located in the USA before I... What? Okay, but where are your dad? I take it you're the sort of reader who prefers to skip to the ending. I suppose this is time is of essence. I will indulge you and provide you with an abridged version. I don't mind the story. It just fucks with my brain. But if you don't mind, I'll save the explanation of how he came back to life until everyone is here. I assume, as I said from the beginning, that he probably fake his, by pretending being dead, It seems the rascal is awake. Let's see what he has to say for himself, shall we? Huh? Detective? You are still alive? So we're playing dumb all this time, Kane? Pretty much, yeah. In the violent family, the eldest son is supposed to take over when he comes of age, but I really don't want to get involved in that world. So I decided to act like a weird little kid who couldn't possibly lead the family. I feel really bad for making my family worry about me, but it's better than getting murdered because some stupid grudge or something. I understand your concern, Kane. Between turf wars, coups, betrayals and simple pleasure killings, there are a great many ways to be murdered in the underworld. Such life is not an easy one. But then why did you abandon your pretense to show Lana your true color of all of a sudden? Because I thought Juliet's friend here was the killer. I couldn't think of anyone else who could be. I thought they did save Juliet, and I actually appreciate that much at least. I couldn't stand that Morris guy either. But killing Chris just seems wrong. The only reason I could think of for them to do that is keep Juliet for themselves, not helping her. Besides, if they were willing to kill those guys, then they might also be willing to kill other people in my family. That's why I had to do something. I thought if I threatened them, I could get them to fess up. Relax, Kane. I can assure you that Lana will never kill anyone. But then who else could be the killer? Nobody else could have done it. On the contrary, this is a perfect close circle suspect. The killer has indeed been among us from the very beginning. So, Kane... Okay, so Kane wasn't working by anyone. Okay. Makes more sense. Okay. Now, Kane, I have a question for you. How do you know you are innocent? I don't know when Morris died, so I can't say anything about that. But I might have an alibi for when Chris died. Does that mean you can prove where you were 11:25 last night? I was playing hide and seek with Laurie in an empty room. I think we got found about 5 minutes before that. Is a grown-up who can vouch for that? Oh yeah, that's true, Dorothy. Yes, there is. Just what I wanted to hear. Wasn't Dorothy the one? I would have a good idea as to their identity. All I have Kane testify about when the time is right. You're not gonna tell the others about my act, are you? No, I won't. You should decide for yourself when you're ready to drop it. Okay, so even not his mother doesn't know about this. Okay. Now then, Miss Lana, let us return to the Kogetsukan. Ah yes, a splendid overaction. Still not quite as good as Watson's, though. What is it? Wait, Nani? What are you doing here? No way, I can't believe you're actually alive. Good, you're all here. Now I can finally explain what happened that first night. Okay. But how? You didn't have a pulse. Oh, that a trivial matter. Yes, sure. One need merely clench a ball under one puppet could... Oh, yeah. Actually, I remember reading that in Detective Conan. A guy that used that by pressing a ball, you're pressing together the veins. So he actually shot his arm and through a window glass and all that, just to create an alibi later on. So after a while, he just let go, and then of course pretending he got shot and blood started to flow as... yeah. It's an old trick now, but it was one a respectable medical technique known as pressure-based hemostasis. Of course, the arm can become necrotic if one keeps up for too long, but momentary use of the technique to fool laymen such as yourself will not be cause of Hang on. Perhaps enough to fool us, but Dr. Hoffman's professional. How could you possibly fool him? Simple, I couldn't, so I didn't. Then you mean? Yes, I'm afraid I was in on the whole time. I'm sorry for deceiving you all. Why would you do something like that? Dr. Hoffman is, of course, the only medical professional on the premise. It was inevitable that he would be asked to perform an autopsy in the event someone turned up dead. So I made a deal with him on the first day. I promised that in exchange for his help faking my death, I would solve the case. After all, once the culprit thought I was out of the picture, they would go blind to my investigation. That makes it sound like you knew there was going to be a murder case here. Let us simply say that I knew this trip could not possibly have a peaceful end. You can't be serious, Doc. What were you thinking, trusting a shifty detective like that? If he really is a great detective, then I should have been able to prevent the murder before it happened. I am quite good at solving mysteries once they present themselves, but I'm afraid that even I cannot solve what has not yet occurred. Whoever contended that murderers are creative and detective merely critics was, I'm afraid, spot on. And I would go well if I told them I couldn't do anything that would have changed Lano's dream. Probably not. This was the only thing I could say, never mind that I'm at heart a creative critic. Alright, you might know what you're doing when it comes to detective stuff, but I still don't like you. Be that as it may, I assure you that Hoffman would not have helped me unless he too had a sense that there was something dangerous here. Don't tell me you...
Don't say a word, Harriet. Reprimand him if you must. But I'm also responsible for him being here. Please at least hear what he has to say.
I appreciate that, Dr. Hoffman. Especially like that you look more kindly in person. At any rate, it's already noon, so I'm afraid we'll need to come to a resolution quickly, if we are to do so before our ride arrives. Resolution? Does it mean you already knew who did it? Of course, I may have completed my deduction and I'm prepared to present my finding. Oh fuck, I misclicked somewhere. But before I get to that, there's one thing I'd like to confirm. Would you all come with me, please? Yeah, what's Chris' room? What is business could you possibly have here? Simple as assessing his dying message. Given everything I've heard about him, Chris clearly possesses a strong will. He was the sort of man who would carry out an important job even at the cost of his life. Hearing that from you somehow pissed me off, but you're still right. Both Sis and I knew how seriously he took his responsibilities. In my estimation, Chris believed he completed his dying message by the time he passed, but I was afraid he had not drawn enough blood to finish it. But with his luminol powder, we can see exactly what he was trying to write down. Oh.
More just changed Mom.
As I thought, Chris did indeed try to write Mom. This is what I wanted you all to see before I shared my conclusion.
Mom as in mother?
Quite right, and now I will tell you why.
Tell me why under the heartache, do.
The question is, which of the mothers here did Chris mean to accuse? Yeah, there's 3 of them. I like the music. Right then, we all have the piece of the puzzle now. Perhaps you have begun to see the picture taking shape for yourself now. Our killer had a single, specific reason for killing Chris and Morris. Once you understand the motive, the killer's identity should become quite clear as well. But even if you fail to recognize the motive, the killer's identity should still be clear. Allow me to offer a special hint for those of you reading this right now. Think back of each person's alibi during the time of Chris' murder. If you eliminate everyone who couldn't possibly have been at the scene of the crime, you may find it easier to deduce the culprit's identity than you think. Yeah, when you think about it, Dorothy was the one that found Kane and them, right? Kane and Laurie. Meaning she isn't the one. The only one that said that didn't do anything was Eva. Right? And she definitely have she definitely have a reason for wanting to do this, you know? I assure you there will be no new information in the case of the murder at Kogetsukan, so take some time to consider the evidence. But to keep one point in mind while you deliberate. There has been a peculiar phenomenon at work here from the beginning, distorting your perceptions. Nani? Can't you be more cryptic than this, Sherlock Holmes? I'm just saying, goddamn. But, yeah, my biggest... Yeah, it must be Eva. That's the only thing I can imagine. And cast your vote. Oh shit! I need to do that. I can't do that yet. Let's see. Where do I do that? I want to make my deduction and vote. Event. Seriously, I love this. They need to make more more events like this. Seriously. Okay, where do I vote? Vote. It seemed like it not come vote yet, so... In the end, I have 2 suspects left. The only ones that we don't know any... any alibis on, which is Harriet and Eva. Those are the 2 only ones I can imagine at this point. I mean, Harriet had gone very much under the radar in general, actually. You know? And I wouldn't make sense. I mean, it would make sense that she wouldn't want either, you know, that they are gonna be, you know, adding to the family, you know, work with Goldies and stuff like that. Don't want her sister to be married into that family. And, I mean, because as I understand, Harriet is very similar to Eva, and Eva obviously didn't want this either. So, and she said she was asleep, but, you know, that's a very weak alibi, you know. I was asleep. Okay, anyone can state anything else about that, you know? So, oh man. But we're gonna see when I can vote who I will put my vote on. My votes is either on Eva or possible Harriet, you know? That is how I can see it. Dorothy is no longer a suspect in my eyes, considering when we had this with Kane and all. So, But yes, we're gonna see that's gonna be though. So thank you for watching, see you later on, and have a continued super great day.